Hi, I'm Bobby G, and this is Bobby G's Big Stone ATX, and I am so excited about my guest today, Riki Rushing. Riki is involved in. She's an Austin original to begin with. Born and raised, born here, but raised a bit in Houston, and then
Only
back.
for a small amount in Houston, yes. I came back here to go to UT, but I went to high school in Houston, yeah. So.
That's awesome, and you're involved in so many different things. Trinity Foundation.
It's Trinity Center.
Trinity Center.
Yes.
Which I'd love for you to tell us a bit about that.
Sure.
And also Austin Film Society. And you're involved in the restaurant business. And the Rockport Film Festival. And so we're going to hear...
We have a film production company too. So.
And a film production company as well. And so we're going to hear about some of those things and then hear about those special people in your life who brought you to where you are today.
All right.
So Riki, without further ado, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Can we start with Trinity first? I think that's such. I was reading about that, and I think that's such a special organization.
So that organization, I was on the board of directors for quite a long time, and I circled off of it now, but I still try. We still donate to them every year. But yes, that is a foundation, an organization that I got involved with because my friend Mary introduced me to Irit Umani, who was the executive director at the time.
Okay.
And I hope I said her name right after all these years. But anyway, so we did the party and the gala and all that stuff for a long time and raised a lot of money. And now. Then they honored me. They gave a little, they give a little award every year, and I got one 2 years ago. So, I haven't seen them in 2 years, but I'm going to, circle back in and we always hang out with them. And Christian, the new executive director, is fabulous as well. And
that it seems to me that organization started around 1999, so it's almost 30 years old now from what I read about. And
that sounds about right.
And I thought it was so cool that they, for the homeless population downtown, because isn't it the Episcopal Church that's not too far from Stubbs? Is that right?
Yes, it's 7th and Trinity.
Okay.
It's actually at 7th and Trinity. Yes.
And they provide showers for women one day a week, I think, and they provide showers for men another day a week, and they provide clothing and whatnot. And I just thought, what a great organization. I mean, because that's particularly that part of town is right down by the homeless shelter over there and whatnot. And
and there's always people outside lining up. They feed everybody once a day, at least once a day every day. And then what I liked about them is they were really proactive in getting them sort of, like instead of just giving them food all the time or a shelter. It's not a shelter necessarily. It is, but it's not an overnight shelter. And they just worked well with people, getting people. Let's get you back into functional society.
Yeah, birth certificates.
Yeah, ID bus passes. Some people they send you back to your family. If it warrants it, and the family is accepting. Anyway, they're just really good about sort of hand holding every single person. I hate to say it that way because they're not like it's a lot of volunteers, but a lot of good people, and they're smart about trying to pick and choose. How do we help this person this way? This person needs a different kind of help. And it's just not throwing cookies at them. And having a place to sleep. So
that is so cool.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that either, but
Well, I love that. Alan Graham was one of my guests, and he came and talked about starting up Mobile Loaves and Fishes, which was a program that my kids were all involved with scouting and whatnot. And we go out on the trucks, and back when the East Side was not quite what the East Side is today.
He's a really good person to have interviewed, and he's done a lot for the whole thing. And we went and toured Community First one day, and that was really cool. And it's amazing what they're doing out there.
Oh my God! And then the building they're continuing to do, and the way that others have used it as a blueprint to replicate it in other parts of the country as well.
Yeah.
It's so nice to sit down and talk to people when they've really had boots on the ground and have helped out that segment of the population.
Right. Yes, I need to get back more involved with it. I've been like I told you before, I've been down at the coast, but then there's people down there that need help too. So it's there's always some charity that could use a step up. So
well, that's beautiful. It's beautiful that you donate your time and your resources to make the world a better place. Tell us about Austin Film Society and what kind of things are going on there, and what kind of things have taken place. And
so we just did the Texas Film Awards, in which Michelle would anyway. I'm on the board of directors, and they have. So it's a great society, and they recently held the Texas Film Awards. We had Michelle Rodriguez there. We had Vin Diesel showed up to honor her and stuff. Anyway, it was an interesting crowd of people, and Tim and Carrie League of the Alamo Drafthouse were also given a Texas Film Award, and I would say that they just sort of have their finger on the pulse of like what needs to be done to help people in the community make movies without, having not the big mega budget things or stuff like that, but they really do a lot of grants, and they do a lot of people get their film right in the door, or they get popular because their first start was with AFS. They got some. Richard Linklater hosts programs out at his ranch where, they come out and they have a interactive, conference, and just a lot of connections.
Now, is like that the party out at the ranch? Is that mostly people from Austin, or is it local people who are trying to break into the business?
I would say, it is Austin Film Society, but I think that it's all across Texas, and a lot of people have come to Austin specifically, and they could be from anywhere.
And then his contacts from out in California, I guess, and all over as well.
Yeah, well, they're not necessarily there, but this is more like of an interactive learning installment, kind of thing. And and I think it's like 3 days on his ranch or something like that. And so they have speakers, and then they have classes, and they have, dinner, a delicious dinner, and then we get to go tour the film. We get to tour the farm and see the animals and stuff like that. I mean, that's just a side note, but see, this is how I get off track. You gotta, my mind will just go off on some weird tangent, but I'm just so busy. But yeah, I mean, they make a difference in upcoming people who are trying to make films who wouldn't normally have the cash flow or the funding or something like that.
That's nice.
And so,
very cool.
And so, a lot of famous films have been through there. I can't think of them right now, but a lot of people come and speak, and we've held a dinner where Matthew McConaughey comes in, or Jeff Nichols, or any number of people who come in, and
it's great that those people are there, with their time and trying to help out others who are interested in the same thing.
Right.
To be a big stone in
and
their
I wish
lives.
Rebecca and Holly were here with me right now so they could more beautifully state what their mission is and everything. But
so Rebecca and Holly are...
Rebecca is the CEO, and Holly is like director of film. I'll have to look that up, but she's
for AFS.
She's head of film for AFS. Yeah.
Okay. So. Nice. Now tell me about some of so we've talked about Trinity. We've talked about Austin Film Society. Tell me about, those are kind of the ripple effects of the people that have come into your life and showed you this love and encouragement. And so can you tell me about some of those, whether they're, people here in Austin recently, or people when you were younger starting out, or just...
Yeah, well, I like I told you before, I have to throw all my family in there. I have to do my mom and dad. They were beautiful and smart and happy, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and they're from Cuero, where we have our restaurant, and they helped raise me a little.
What's the name of the restaurant in Cuero?
It's called the Evie Thing.
The Evie Thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
it's kind of a roadside diner. We have food, we have gelato, we have a wine and beer tap room.
Okay.
And we called it the EV thing because we have an EV charging station.
Okay.
So electric vehicle charging station, and we're going to get 4 more in there. But yeah, Cuero is kind of where my mom was born, and my grandma and grandfather were there, and my grandfather was the town doctor, and that's just sort of, everybody in the family just sort of keeps gravitating back over there to do something, right? So
I love that.
So anyway, my cousin makes the ice cream. That's how we got started, and then it just kind of grew into a roadside diner is what I'd call it. We have pastrami sandwiches, and I'm not trying to make a commercial for my thing, but anyway. But it's very new for me and my husband, so it's only 2 years we've been doing this, so it's just kind of exciting and
of course
daunting and scary. But yeah, so Cuero is kind of home base, born in Austin, lived in Cuero for a little bit, for 1 semester. I had a brother who was sick, and he had leukemia, and so he passed away. And that's how we moved to Houston. So.
So that you were an early teen when this happened, is that right?
Yeah, I was 10. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, and then so I stayed with my grandmother and grandfather, and they really taught me everything I know. Yeah. So.
And what about others? So you're blessed with a great family.
Yeah.
Who's supportive.
So I have my other 3 brothers and sisters who all have kids, and I'm really, really interested in my nieces and nephews, and they're special. They have taught me a lot, and they love me a lot, and I like to spend a lot of time with them. Some of them are going off to college this year, and some of them are 9. So
are
9 years old.
Are they in Austin, or are they in Cuervo?
Some of them are in Austin. Some of them are in North Carolina. And my brother and his kids, his son is in Dallas. They're in Richardson, Texas. So.
Nice.
And that's where my other grandparents are from. So.
Okay. And what about can you think of any teachers or coaches or anyone who spent a lot of time with you as a child?
So I remember I had good teachers in elementary school and Pershing and Lamar High School, and one teacher that I really do remember was from college. I went to UT for fine arts, and my teacher, his name was Edward Triggs, and he was my graphic design teacher, and he sort of helped me with my last year of college and get through it, because I was flaking out or whatever. I mean, I was a good student. I still graduated with high honors, but I mean, he was instrumental, and another illustration teacher, her name is Melissa Grimes. She was. Those are the teachers that I remember mostly from college.
So Melissa Grimes was one of your graphic design teachers.
Yeah, graphic design teachers, and Edward Triggs.
And can you think of anything special that either one of them had to say? Something that stuck with you, or was it?
Well, they had. Like I said, the one teacher just kind of got me back on track when I was just flake. You know how everybody has 1 year where you kind of flake off or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Look, let's do this over. Whatever." Because I think he thought, he thought I was talented, and so he just made the effort to not just let me flake off. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of got me back on track. But also besides that, they had great design teachings and philosophies, and everything I knew about design, comes from that whole 4 years at UT. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Now, I was speaking to a mutual friend of ours the other day, Andy Skull.
Yes, love Andy.
She had the same thing to say about you. And so she told me you were an early person on the
Hope Outdoor Gallery.
Hope Outdoor Gallery, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hog.
That's very exciting. That's about ready to come to fruition.
I know.
That's going to be so.
Yeah, neat. I need to call her. I owe her a call.
They're going to have I think they're going to have a podcast room out there for people to sit down and do that. So I'm excited about taking my podcast out there and saying hello to some folks.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you've interviewed a lot of great people. I don't know how you got me in here.
Well, Austin there's so many creative, beautiful people here in town. And this is kind of I don't know if I told you this, but this is, I guess I did. It's kind of a passion project of mine where I can sit down with people And, you can bump into people at parties or bump into people here or there, but to really sit down and hear, not only what people are doing, but to hear the background of how they got there, I think is so interesting. And so
all the little coincidences that make things happen too.
Right?
Yeah, like you said, yeah.
Yeah, so I love to hear about it, and I love to see people light up and shine when they tell the stories about when somebody helped them out, and somebody like you not being, your professor saying this girl's got a lot going on, and we don't want to let her slip through the cracks. That's just, I kind of feel that way about, when I walked into my 5th grade class, looking down at my shoes rather than looking around at the classroom, that I had this 5th grade teacher that, believed in me and just loved me. And, I've said before, I can't think of any particular curriculum or lesson that she taught or,
Right.
but walking into 6th grade, I wasn't looking at my shoes. I was looking around the room, and my 4'10" frame was walking a little bit taller. And
You since sprouted up since then?
I've sprouted.
Are you 6'4"?
Slowly.
6'3"?
No. I would love that. No, my youngest son is 6'3", but
Okay.
no, I 5'10" and a half. I say 11, but just under 6 foot.
Okay.
But anyway, it's I love hearing these stories, so I appreciate you taking the time to come here, and it's so cool to talk to somebody. It's Bobby G's Big Stone ATX, because I love this town so much, and there's so many creative people, and to sit down and talk with someone who's involved in supporting the arts and supporting endeavors that go out and help the community.
Right.
That it's
Well, and everybody everybody in Austin helps each other, and we all sort of know each other, and a lot of the same mentors that I have are probably the same mentors that some of the other people you've had on there. And
Yeah.
Like I said before, Karma, I met the Quentin Tarantino director through her, and then my husband and I got into film just from random contacts and people and connections, and they're like, oh, you guys would be good for that.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, Carmen Wiley invited me to a dinner about a month or so ago, and it was it was a small dinner over the Pershing, and it was so neat to get to. That's another thing. I'm deviating, but it's this town is so nice that if there's someone interesting that you're like, oh, I'd love to go talk to that person. People are pretty accessible in this town, and if you have a hard time, you can probably just reach out to a friend of yours who knows someone, and they're happy to introduce you to. So, doubling back to the dinner that I was invited to, there was a table full of interesting people, and they're like, oh, you need to go talk to this person or talk to that person, or I work here, and
Yeah.
this would be cool for you.
Yeah.
Tell me about any other people out there who you can.
Well,
You said you got a laundry list of people. Lay them on me.
I have a cheat sheet full of stuff, but like I was gonna say, like working with Trinity Center, like Irit Umani was is a very, very cool executive director. She's got a heart of gold and a mind, a steel trap mind. She can talk anybody off. Down or off a cliff or down a cliff. But what I mean is she just was, I don't know, she's an example of a person who's just of her word, and there's no other BS and stuff like that, and she's done a lot to help humanity, you know what I'm saying? So she was a shining light for me in that respect.
How did you get the introduction to her?
My friend Mary got me on the board. She said, I think you need to. Oh no, she said, come help us with our party. So their annual gala, which is always in April, I started helping them with that, and then they asked me to be on the board after that. So.
And who is Mary? Do I know Mary?
Mary Keenan.
I don't know Mary.
Is, She's, I'm not sure technically how it works, but she's in.
She works with the church. She's
Yes,
part
yeah,
of the clergy. Then.
She's a clergy, yeah. She's
Okay.
a clergyman somehow. I'm
And
not
how
sure
did you
what
get?
she's
How did you
called.
get to know her?
She went to high school with me in Houston.
Oh, really?
So yeah, going to high school at Lamar in Houston, that's how I met her.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's a hoot too.
And so you were friends with her in high school, and then
We randomly saw each other in Austin at the Central Market, and we started connecting. And then eventually, she got me to help them do their party and stuff.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, I went to school in New Jersey. That's where I grew up. So I just I don't see, I don't really have the chance to bump into people. Like your Central Market story, but it's certainly the power of social media, having Facebook and seeing all these people and reconnecting
And then next thing you know, you might not have seen them normally, but the next thing you know, you're best friends with your old best friend from when you were 7 years old.
Right.
In Houston. So,
I love that.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, tell me about, so you and your husband got a place down in Rockport, and was that prior to COVID, or was that right?
Yeah, we bought that in 2012, and we love it down there, and we can barely bring ourselves to go anywhere else, but, because we can work wherever we want to, but the hurricane hit it in 2017,
Okay.
Harvey, and we had to do some renovation, and then COVID happened, and so while we were down there having to supervise renovation, and we could just stay down there, we just kept staying down there. We didn't come back. So.
And then once
we have two houses here. So.
And then once you were down there, you because of the work you'd done in Austin Film Society, you decided to have a Rockport.
Yeah, actually, they who got in touch with me on that one. I can't remember who connected me to Luis Perón and Elena Rodriguez of the Rockport Film Society. I can't remember how I got.
Okay, so they had a film society down.
Mary Hill. Her name is, I believe it's Mary. I think Stephanie told her about us being film people, and then that's how we got to do the Rockport Film Festival. And we hosted that for 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And now they host it at their convention center that they built. So, but we're still involved. We're always sponsors, and we always go and.
Very cool.
Do the fun stuff, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is exciting? What's new? What are you?
Well, let's see.
What are you thinking would be? What is something you're working on new in Austin?
In Austin, well, okay. In Austin, it's not too interesting right now. I just moved out of one of our houses so that we can rent it to people. So that was a little bit of hard work. 23 years of stuff coming out of the house and getting it ready for people to rent from us.
I bet.
So it's fun, but yeah, it was a little tiring. But we're right now. We're just still making movies. We have all of our meetings on Tuesday mornings. We have our first meeting about the restaurant in Cuero, and then we have the second meeting about Tiki Tanya Pictures, which is our film production company. And my husband started with some of the people we were involved in. And we've got a bunch of movies, that we're trying to sell, get out. So we went to some film festivals. We went to the Arizona Film Festival, premiered there, and it was well received. And then
that's your Tim Burton one, or is that?
That's the Long Shadows one. That's our Western.
Okay.
And that was well received. And then we went to Houston, Dallas, won some awards there. Won Best Director for our director, William Shockley. But so we're real proud of that, and that was filmed in Arizona. And now we're just looking to sell Tim Burton. We invested in another movie.
And for the people who don't know, the Tim Burton one is a Tim Burton documentary.
Yeah, so we did a documentary on Quentin Tarantino. It was a film length feature. It was this one we had so much material that we decided to do 4 docu-series.
Oh, really?
1 hour segments of the docu-series. And because when we started to get into it, my director got in touch with his people, and Tim sent us all his artwork. Like, he literally sent her all of his artwork, and we scanned it, and it mixes into our documentary really cool, because you see all his preliminary drawings that lead into how the movies turned out, and then some of his artwork and his sculptures are just artwork and sculptures. They have not been incorporated into his movies yet, but he's very artistic and creative, and that's what our docuseries is about. It's kind of, we interviewed all the actors that he's ever had, and so we interviewed Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder and, Christopher Walken, all that stuff. I didn't get to meet them all, but they interviewed. I got to meet Michael Keaton and Helena Bonham Carter. She's a hoot.
Is that right?
Yeah. She's great. Oh, she's so awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's so
And
exciting.
of course, Michael was cool too. He was just like you think he would be. He's just a cool dude.
So that one you're guessing will be out sometime next year?
Yeah, we're hoping to have.
Is that kind of the
wrap
amount of time?
up something as far as some kind of deal with somebody this fall. So that means it probably won't come out. Oh, actually, no. I got an update today. We're trying to make it come out at Halloween.
Oh, this Halloween?
Yes. So
oh my God.
Which will coincide with.
Oh well, I guess you've done all the heavy lifting. It's just a function of selling it.
It's done. I mean, we can still kind of move things around and stuff, but it's kind of locked. It's done. So
I saw the teaser for it. I guess the short or whatever. I thought it was amazing.
Oh my gosh. The first episode premiered at Tribeca last year.
Okay.
And it was well received, and one of the best documentaries, that kind of thing. So.
All right.
I know. And so, there's somebody who amazes me as my director, Tara Wood. And she really put it all together with her team, with all the editing team and everything. We're real proud of it, super proud of it. So. And it's we just kind of hit a bump in the movie industry, I think, or just kind of the film industry in general is just kind of screwing everybody over on distribution these days, and so it's really hard to get things out there, pushed in there, and make money off of it and stuff like that. So it's
surprising because there seems like there's so much content out there these days, and so much horrible content, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
We can't figure out what's going on. We're like, I don't know.
I mean, I saw the teaser for yours, and I was just like, oh my God, where I quick jumped on. I was like, where can I stream this? When can I watch this?
Why is nobody buying this?
Yeah.
Even his even his own agents are like, I don't understand why nobody's picking this up yet. I mean, it will go. It's just incredibly slow. I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
And everybody else that we know says the same thing. Other people that are doing different things.
Yeah, because
they kind of say the same thing.
If I'm going to take 4 years out of my life, I would like to watch that.
Yeah.
And I will. The Quentin Tarantino thing I thought was super interesting as well. I mean, I didn't realize. I guess I really do love his movies, but it's so interesting the way she formatted it, and to interview all the people that were involved in the projects to weigh in and tell their little their stories.
Well, we don't really interview him. He likes it that way. But that's kind of the whole thing that she started. She did the same thing with Richard Linklater. There's one docuseries about him.
Oh, is that right?
That was the first one she did, but we weren't involved in that one. I hadn't met her yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got involved when the Quentin Tarantino one came out.
I like it. I like her. I like her idea.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, goodness.
Yeah. So my husband and I have the company together, and he's a person I would say is my big stone. He's just brilliant, and another coincidence of meeting him was through my friend Melissa, who I used to work with, and she got me onto the social dating sites, and that's how I met him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes.
How long ago was that?
That was in '98. Yeah.
In 1998.
Yeah, and I went kick. I didn't want to do it, and she
well,
was
what sites were there in 1998?
It was Matchmaker.
Matchmaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was living in Austin. You were living in Austin. Is that right?
Yeah, and I didn't want to do it. She said, "You should do it." I said, "I'm not doing it." And then she goes, "Oh, it's free for a month." And I said, "Okay, I'll do it."
And is he from Austin originally as well?
He's from El Paso.
He's from El Paso. So he's a Texas guy. And did he go to school here at UT?
No, he went to Rice University.
Okay.
And then he went to UTEP for his graduate degree.
Okay. Wow, that's great. I love to hear a success story about that.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things? I mean,
he would be good to interview. He would be really. I'm surprised that Karma didn't tell you to interview him first.
Well, I'd like to do that. I mean, I certainly want to meet him.
Yeah.
And was Alan involved in the film industry to begin with? Or
No, he's oil and gas. He's a geophysicist.
Okay. And so you guys just started getting involved in film.
Yeah, obviously, so he had a company that he founded, and it got sold, and then so we had some money, we had some money, and then when you have money, people come buzzing around flies. I shouldn't put it that way, but
But is that when you started Tiki? What's
no? So when the very first thing we did was Quentin. So that was in I met her in 2018.
Okay.
And then our next movie was in 2019, which was called Death in Texas.
Okay.
And we got involved in that because one of my husband's employees' brother was an actor, and he brought it to us.
Okay.
And that was really a great movie. It had Ronnie Blevins and Bruce Dern, Laura Flynn Boyle.
Okay.
And that was, and then, let's see, what else did we do? Then we got involved with our partners in Tiki Tani, but it wasn't called Tiki Tani yet. We got involved with William and Tom, William Shockley and Tom Brady and Tiu Loiju. I can't say it, sorry.
Okay.
Her name is, she's Estonian. But
Okay.
anyway, to cut to the quick, anyway, we started doing some stuff with them. We made a movie called Frank Penelope.
Okay.
And Sean Patrick Flannery was the director.
Gotcha.
And it's a fun movie. You need to watch it. It's really cool.
I started watching some of it the other day, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. He was very cool. I really dug him, Sean, and then we kind of officially formed Tiki Tani, and now these newer films like Long Shadows and The Assessment and some future films are in there.
Okay.
And Tim Burton is kind of still just my and my husband's production.
Gotcha.
Kind of finished that before we started Tiki Tani, but yeah.
Nice. What is Long Shadows about? Tell me about that.
It's a western, and it's an old school western. It's got some good characters in it.
Filmed in Arizona, you said.
Filmed in Arizona, young guy. Anyway, just to paraphrase a quick paraphrase, the young guy ages out of the orphanage, and he goes into town to go look for the people who killed his parents. Uh-huh. And then all calamity ensues after that, So, but Jacqueline Bisset is in it. She's amazing. She's crazy.
I bet she is.
She's crazy good, and she's a really nice person. And Dermot, I thought, was hilarious, and he's hilarious in person. And a lot of good actors on that. Our two main actors in that one are very young, and but they're very good, Sarah and Blaine. And we're real proud of that one. So that should be coming out in September.
And
for sure.
And will that be in movie theaters, or will it be streaming?
Yes.
In the movie.
It'll be a little bit of movie theaters, and then of course we'll go to streaming.
Nice.
And so yeah, ask me another question. I forgot, or my train of thought was going on that one, but.
Oh, that's all right. Mine got. You're with my co-host Pi over there, and you told me Pi. Oh. Tell me.
Dogs is one of my things.
I was going to go there.
I really do. Dogs are big stones for me, or I don't. That's not a good way to put it, but they're big markers for me. I don't know. I'm kind of like Ricky Gervais. I think dogs are God, and they're. My dog Johnson is a good example of that. And he's somebody who inspires me and loves me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think pets are, because if we talk about my idea of love and encouragement, pets are certainly that way.
Yeah.
They love us unconditionally.
Yeah, they do.
And,
there's something deep in there, something special. Because I was talking to another friend of mine who had lost his dog last year, and he's like, "Oh my God, I gotta have another dog." It's like, sure, of course, your husband, your wife, your kids, is super important. But for some reason, I don't know. This is just a little special, I don't know, just a special little thing. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
they're trying to teach us something. I think. Are you teaching me something?
Yeah.
You're teaching me how to scratch your belly. That's what you're teaching me.
I lost my my dog last year we had to put her down, and she was with us for about 14 years. And she was one that, I moved into this house, I guess after my divorce. And I was not looking to have any pets around here. I was had 3 kids and work and, just didn't want any more moving parts. And my son Robert brings this dog home, and I'm like, no, just take that out of here. And he's like, I can't. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you can't? You can get rid of the dog. And he's like, no, I got the dog off Craigslist from some people, picked it up at Home Depot, and I don't have it.
You promised you wouldn't,
And
get
I'm
it
like,
back,
oh,
yes.
God. So he had this dog that he was taking care of, and then he went off to school in Wyoming, and I was taking care of the dog, and I really fell in love with the dog. And when he moved up to Alaska, he'd been up there for a little while, and he said, I think I'd like to have Patty come up with me. And I'm like, Robert, you can. This is your dog.
Yeah.
But I can give this dog a better home.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm here all the time, and, I can do that. And he's like, okay, you can have the dog. And that dog I just love so much. And you can even hear on my first handful of podcasts her collar clicking in the background because I, didn't think ahead to take the collar off.
So I took my dog to the vet right before this interview, and I almost, because they were late, they were running late, getting to us or whatever. It's just a recheck, and I almost called you and said, can I bring my dog? But I was able to drop him off first.
I think Pi would have loved it.
Yes.
Pi loves the company, but
yeah, my dog Johnson is a miniature, long-haired dachshund, and he is the coolest dog.
Oh my God!
And even my husband, who's he always walks around and tells the story. He goes, if anybody ever told me that a little long-haired weenie dog was going to be my best friend, I would have laughed. But he loves him too. So yeah. So.
Oh my gosh! I'm so happy my son George has Pi here as well, because we had Pi and Patty for a while, a year or two, and it's just been a nice transition to be able to have another dog in the house, and it's also nice. It's really nice to be a dog grandpa, because I can pick up and go anytime I want, and I don't have to worry about lining up somebody to watch Pi. George is there, and when George goes away, then I've got Pi to keep me company. So.
All right. Pi, that's a good name.
She is a sweetie
Mo
pie.
Pie.
People are always like, the number or the food? I'm like, no,
I immediately thought food. How funny.
Well, the math people immediately are like, the number?
I was thinking meringue on top and everything.
Well, I said, no, coconut cream, meringue.
What you doing?
Look at it. Normally she'll sit here in the center, but she is just falling in love with you.
Yeah.
Weirdly beautiful, right? Well, can you think of any other people in your life that
I was going to.
that you'd like to say thank you to?
I was going to relate back to the film industry. We made a movie. That's what I haven't talked about yet. We made a movie called Castro's Daughter.
Okay.
And it's about the real Castro's daughter when she defected in 1990.
Oh my God! I saw the pictures that Karma was showing of Castro and
James Franco.
Yes.
Yeah. He looks really. It's amazing. Like even Alina. So Alina was on the set with us.
Okay. Can you without giving away the movie, or do you want to share just some of the background of this?
It's kind of a biopic. So Alina Fernandez was the illegitimate daughter of Fidel Castro, and he acknowledged her.
And Alina is Franco's
No,
mom?
Alina is the real. I'm talking history here.
Okay.
So Alina Fernandez is the real Castro's daughter. Like she is.
Okay, she's the real Castro's daughter.
But she was our creative consultant on the movie.
Okay.
So I got to hang out with her a lot, and James Franco plays Fidel Castro, and Anna Villafañe plays Alina.
Okay.
And so it's a story about what happened and why she defected and left, and because Cuba was just doing awful, and she.
And when did she defect?
1993, when she was 37.
Okay.
And because she knew her daughter would never have a good life there, and she defected, brought her daughter eventually. And anyway, so that was a big experience. And she's an interesting lady, Elena Fernandez. She's a beautiful person, beautiful soul. And so I admire her greatly. And she's kind of like that other woman I mentioned, Irit. She's just wise, and there's no, there's just no suffering fools, but very gracious and very.
Where does she live? Does she live in?
She lives in Miami.
She lives in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, and so it was really good getting to know her. So.
And how did you get the introduction for that?
Well, she was on set because we were, yeah.
But how did you get like the film to begin
okay.
with?
So some friends of ours eventually came around to us. We had both our next door neighbor. It's a very small world in Austin. It's like 3 degrees of separation in Austin. But anyway, these two guys, Joe and John, were looking. They had already bought the script, got the script fixed and written and all that stuff, but they never could get an additional funding.
Okay.
So then they found us, and we gave them the rest of the money they needed. And so we're a major partner now in that, and we're just trying to get that one sold too. And that one's a little tougher. We're going to recut it a little bit and make it a little bit better and stuff like that. But yeah, it'd been sitting around for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
The story, because she wrote a book.
Okay.
And so it's based on her book. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was confused. I saw the pictures that Karma and Wiley had of Franco next to Castro, just like how they looked at similar ages and whatnot. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this some illegitimate child? That was, I didn't know if it was but they were just sharing their conspiracy theory. That's what it was.
So we dressed up James as Fidel, and they gave him a little nose, and he looks pretty much like him. He's maybe a little too handsome, because Fidel was okay, but he was very magnanimous personality and very he was very persuasive and stuff like that. But he was also cold-blooded killer. So anyway, that's what we're trying to get in our movie, the correct balance of his being her father and her relationship with him. And right now, we kind of, in our movie, it looks a little too nice, so we're going to fix that. So.
Okay. Nice.
We got to make him a little more evil.
Interesting.
He's too handsome.
Well, tell me about her. What were I mean, you got to spend a lot of time with her, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And what were some of the things you learned from her, aside from Fidel or with Fidel? Or
yeah, obviously I learned the whole story about her with Fidel in Cuba, and but what was interesting was her new life in Miami and all the other people that came from Cuba. How they formed a community, and she's very close to her daughter. She brought her daughter, and her daughter has a daughter now, and her daughter actually lives really close to my brother in Richardson, Texas. Well, her daughter lives in Plano, I guess, and my brother's in Richardson. Anyway, I need to stop going off tangent, but what I learned from her was I don't know, she and I would hang out and just talk about, like, I don't know, what was wrong with the movie or how to fix it or something like that. Or, I mean, she's just, I don't know, even though she's only 4 years older than me, she seems really just much more, what do you call it, an old soul. She's much more otherworldly, and she's, but so I just got a lot of satisfaction out of learning how to be graceful, I guess, or she's grateful, she's graceful, she speaks for her experience and maybe how some other people might have felt too that came, it's because it was a really awful regime, during, what is it, from 50 to started in 1950, I believe, but anyway, through the whole time that she was there, it was just
I bet.
The country was in poverty,
Yeah.
like extreme. But so while we were filming a scene for the movie where our actors in the movie go stand in a ration line to get food, and there's hardly any food, and you only get one kind of food each week, and all this kind of stuff. And while we were there, a friend of ours had a friend in Cuba, because a lot of people on the set were, I don't know, they were Cubans, and he got a call from his friend, said he had just waited in line to get a bar of soap in Cuba. That was
Today.
That day. Yeah, this was filmed 2 years ago, but still, it's still going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody says now it's better, blah blah. Well, he's, the brother was better for a little while, but then somebody overtook over after that. But anyway, it's still just, the communism is obviously the problem.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. No matter how beautiful the island is, the policies of the government or the regime there is just doesn't work. Doesn't work. And a lot of people know that, and a lot of people, I guess, just pretend like it's not happening. I don't know.
Interesting.
I guess it's just like living in communist China. If you don't know that you're not allowed to do something, that you're missing these freedoms, you don't know better? Or?
I don't know. I've got some friends who've traveled there recently, and
I'm sure they had a beautiful experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go and check it out myself. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming here today.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I hope I answered some questions.
I had the nicest time visiting with you. And
me too.
it's so great to talk to someone from Austin who's involved in supporting the arts and just has a heart and takes care of a section of the population that a lot of times people would rather just turn their heads on.
Yeah. No, we have our, I mean, there's a lot of them. They're all good, but we have our special ones that we really like to help with and contribute to. I just went to LifeWorks. Our friends Lisa Richardson and Lisa Hanush invited me to that, and one of them is on the chairman committee for the charity, and that was about homeless people from 16 to 24. They help homeless kids from 16 to 24.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to brag about who we help, but I just thought that was a very interesting. I just thought it was a very interesting. A very interesting organization and worthy of notice. And,
yeah.
Yeah. So.
That sounds interesting. I'd like to have you connect me with Lisa.
Yeah.
She's a great person to talk to.
Yeah.
Well,
I got all kinds of people you can interview that.
I'd love that.
Better than me.
No, you were great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess that's it.
Okay.
So we're out. Thank you.
Right. Goodbye. Oh, thank you. That was awesome.